Hello, I'll be demonstrating the use of the SOTA Lightworks unit. Our latest model LW1 is shown here. The Lightworks is powered by an AC to DC wall adapter. The specifications are 12 volt DC, 1.5 amps, and the tip or center polarity is positive. Make sure that you do have the polarity correct or the unit won't turn on. It won't hurt it, but it won't turn on. And please remember, if you're not using our wall adapter, that the wall adapter you have meets the same specifications, 12 volt DC, 1.5 amps. What's real nice about our wall adapter that we offer here is the ability to change the blades depending on the country that you live in. And I can just unclick the blades and replace them with, you can ordered with your blades for your country, and every country is different. And really simple, you get your blade, click it into place, and you're good to go. Now, powering the unit, we take our 2.1 millimeter power plug, and again, center positive, and we turn the unit on the back end here, and we'll see that there's a power outlet. Really simple, you plug the power plug into the power outlet. Make sure it's firmly placed in. And I'm just going to demonstrate turning the unit on for now. There's a large on-off button here. Simple, the unit's on and running perfectly, and I'll just turn it off for now. And you hold the button down for 2 seconds, the unit turns off. The next step is connecting to the hand paddle. And the hand paddle that comes with the unit has both infrared and red on one side or the other. And we use a standard telephone style cord. I'll put the paddle down for now. We use a standard telephone style cord. You can get this at any telephone store, at least here in North America. It's very common. Just a modular plug. It's a 4-conductor cord, so if you are going to buy one, let's say you may want to get a longer length than what we offer here, and you just want to get it locally, make sure that it's a 4-conductor cord. And how you connect it into the unit, there is a small jack on the front part of the unit, and you simply take the telephone style connector, plug it in, click it into place, give it a tug to make sure it's nice and secure, and then you take the other end of the cord, take your hand paddle, and on the end of the hand paddle there's also a jack that you can plug the telephone cord into. Make sure you line it up correctly. Click it into place. Make sure it's nice and tight. And now you're connected to the unit. I will turn the unit on, and you'll see a nice bright red light. It'll start on the red side of the paddle. Now, your paddle may have a protective covering, a blue lens cover. It just prevents it from being scratched. Make sure you do peel off the protective covering on both sides. I'm going to see if I can show you here. There's a paddle selector switch, and I'm going to turn the paddle around to the infrared side, hit the selector switch, and you'll see that the lights now come on the infrared side. If I hit the switch again, they switch back to the red side. And you can see all the LEDs are on. Just make sure that none are burnt out for whatever reason. Make sure all the LEDs are on. There's 60 LEDs. I'll go back to the infrared side. And if you notice on the infrared side, there are 5 red indicator lights. Infrared is normally invisible to the human eye. In a darkened room, you might just be able to see it, but normally it's just invisible. And so for us to know that the lights are actually on, we've added 5 indicator lights showing you that there's 5 banks of the infrared on. So please make sure all 5 red indicator lights are on, which tells you all the infrared lights are on. Sounds confusing, but that's just the way it is. Now, I'll put it back to red. The light is used, that comes off the unit, is used in such a fashion. You need to put it right against the skin. You don't want to put it through clothing because light will be blocked by clothing. So when you do apply it, make sure you apply it directly against the skin. And light dissipates very rapidly. In other words, the strength out here is not as powerful as here. So make sure it's always right against the skin and not trying to treat an area in this way. It's too far away. It won't be beneficial. Just make sure it's right against the skin. I'm just going to put the paddle down and we're going to talk about the lights on the unit now. When you first turn the unit on, it'll go into auto mode. It's an orange indicator light, and this is the default mode that the unit turns into. When it turns on, it turns into this mode. And you have the ability, through this button, to go into manual mode. So I'm going to hit this button once. Now I've actually gone into manual mode. The auto light is off, and I can select each of the different modes, all the way up to mode G, and the next step, it'll go back into auto mode. When you're in auto mode, the unit will cycle through each of the 8 different modes, including constant and the frequencies A through G. Constant mode means the light is not modulating or there is no frequency involved. The light is on steady and constant. It is the most powerful mode as far as light output. And then you have the option of going through each of the different frequencies which have a unique frequency attached to them. In auto mode, the unit will spend approximately, well, I shouldn't say approximately, it'll spend exactly 4 minutes in every mode, multiply by 8 modes, and that's 32 minutes in one auto session. When the 32 minutes has elapsed, the unit will go into sleep mode, the light will just flicker, and you can either ignore it and the unit will shut itself down in 30 seconds, or you hit the button again and it'll start up again and restart the sequence. Note, please keep in mind that any time that you touch any of the buttons, whether it's the paddle selection button or the on-off button for selecting your modes, it resets the internal timer. So it's like starting the session fresh from that point forward. In manual mode, there, I'm in constant mode now. Constant mode will run for about 30 minutes in manual mode. And if I go into any of the other frequencies, they'll run for 15 minutes each. And again, once the sequence is completed, the manual mode will finish, it'll go into sleep. You have the option then of restarting that manual mode where it left off, resetting the timer and starting again. And the same thing as I mentioned, if you hit the paddle button and you want to change the other side, it's like resetting it and restarting it completely. And for turning it off, it's really simple. You hold down the button for 2 seconds and then the unit turns off. And that's the operation of the SOTA Lightworks unit. Your Lightworks unit comes with the red and infrared paddle, as well of course the base unit, but we also offer the option that you can purchase 2 additional paddles which offer 4 new colors, and I'd like to demonstrate those colors to you now. This one paddle has green and blue. I'll just plug it in, and you should see a nice green color. And again, all 60 LEDs are used. And if I change to the other paddle side, you should see a nice bright blue. It's quite an intense color. It's quite nice. And I'll change it back. And I'll now demonstrate the other paddle, which is the orange light, which you can see nice and clear. Even though the camera may not pick this up properly, it is a nice orange color. And on the other side is a nice bright yellow. And that's basically it. It's very simple to operate. It's exactly the same as the red and infrared paddles. If you're interested in using two paddles at the same time, we offer the Lightworks hand paddle connection kit. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you here. The hand paddle connection kit comes with an extra wire. It's the same 4-conductor telephone wire and has a special adapter. This adapter allows you to plug in 2 Lightworks cords to plug into 2 different hand paddles. And you can use any 2 hand paddles that you like. I'm going to demonstrate how you do this. The first thing you want to do is take the adapter and insert it into the end of the unit, just like you're going to insert the cord. I'll do that now. Click it into place. Just make sure it's in, you give it a little tug, it's fine. Then you're going to take one of your cords and you're going to plug it into the end like this. You gotta click it into place, make sure it's nice and secure. You're going to take the second cord and you're going to plug it into place. Now you've got 2 cords plugged into the unit. I'm going to put the unit down. I'll take one of the paddles, and on one of the cords I will plug that cord into this paddle, and I'll put this paddle down. This gets a little awkward, and I'll take the second cord, plug it into the second paddle, and I'm going to hold both these paddles up, if I can do this, and I'm going to turn the unit on. As you can see, we have both the orange and green lights on, and notice that they're both the same side as if you were using them independently. I will switch paddles, and now we have the yellow and the blue. And that's how you can use 2 hand paddles at the exact same time.